And we are back here at Irithyll. This is the last video of this. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Don't listen to me.
This is the last video of the LP. This is where we leave it off.
This would be a bad place to leave it off.
Alright, so I see your Estus Flask is +7. Like, I assume that means that it restores more health than, you know, +6 and all that.
Yeah.
But how much health does +7 restore? Is it like a set number, like it restores, you know, 1,000 health, or...?
I don't actually know, but we're going to get a pretty good visual idea of how much +7 restores here in a minute or two. That guy has a great bow.
Well, Solar is doing his best to kill the shit out of that wall. Wow, that is a great bow.
A taste of things to come.
I thought he was holding a shield at first.
No, that is those are huge fucking spikes, dude. Those are dragon killer spikes.
That guy's he's just trying to make sure he's doing his job. Like, holy shit, I thought he had one of those tower shields. I didn't realize that was part of his bow.
So, we had a little less than half health, and +7 takes us most of the way to full.
Okay, so if I knew how much health we had at max...
Next time we level up, which will be in a while, we can see.
I was kind of hoping the giant spike would stay in your shield just for the rest of the video.
That would be funny. So, as soon as the room is not dangerous, we're going to admire some art.
Okay. Okay, I've seen this puzzle before. You gotta light the fireplace up, which will then burn out the painting and get you the red jewel.
I don't think it works like that.
Oh, this isn't an umbrella facility?
I'm not sure what this is a picture of.
It looks like the place we're in.
That is the Duke's Archives from Dark Souls 1.
That's some lady.
That's somebody. That's from the last DLC, the last part of the last DLC.
Oh, fancy chair.
And that is the Ring City from the titular DLC.
Oh. Kind of like an early preview.
Yeah. Supposedly, if that whole wall is DLC stuff, that first one would have been the first DLC, the Ashes of Ariando. But it doesn't look like any location from that.
It could be something that was cut out of the DLC.
Could be. It kind of reminds me more of the Dark Souls 2 DLCs.
See, I wonder if when they put that art up, if they intended it to be, you know, like, oh yeah, this is just foreshadowing for the DLC, or if they're like, yeah, it was a cool fucking painting. Maybe we worked that into a DLC.
They probably had to have that sort of stuff nailed down long before they, when they finished the game, they had to know what the DLC was going to be when they were launching into it.
See, and I've always kind of wondered that about DLC. Like, did they have that planned ahead of time? Or is some of it just, hey, wasn't Smog a boss from the first Dark Souls?
He was.
Him and Ornstein?
That was his hammer. Ornstein and Smog. And now we have his giant hammer.
Alright, we'll do something with that.
Probably nothing.
But, what was I saying? Oh, I've always kind of wondered for DLC if they had really, you know, a game plan in mind for, like, okay, so we'll do this as DLC, we'll do this. Or if some of it's just like, hey, what if we did this as DLC?
I can't speak to DLC, but I can tell you, like, I hate to bring it up because I don't want to be that guy that brings it up, but with Final Fantasy XIV in particular, their patches are semi-reactive. Like, they will design a thing in a patch as they're developing the main game, or as the main expansion.
What do you mean you don't want to be that guy? You're doing an LP of Final Fantasy XIV. You are that guy.
The reason I bring that up is that, like, in Stormblood in particular, there's this zone called Eureka. It sucks. Eureka was developed in a vacuum. Its whole thing was, be like Final Fantasy XI. I don't know why. But the feedback from Eureka was being developed while Stormborn was being developed, so they didn't have any player input on it.
Okay.
And the second zone of Eureka was developed before the feedback from the first zone had arrived. So they didn't have any player feedback from the first zone to apply to the second. So the second is the first, but worse in every fucking way. They weren't actually able to apply feedback from the first and second zones until they started developing the third.
Oh, Jesus! Sorry.
So that, I don't know if that applies to how DLC is created, but I know that's how how patches in Final Fantasy are created.
Well, and then when you tell me stuff like that, it also makes me wonder, do game developers actually play video games?
They probably actually do not have the time to. If they're working, 70, 80-hour work weeks, they don't have time to play games. It's sleep and work.
See, and that's kind of sad.
It's abusive.
That too. Because sometimes it seems like game developers, they make shit and then it's like they've never played what they're making, so they have no idea why people are going to hate that.
It does feel like that a lot of the time, but some of that stuff is like mandates come down from executives that don't play games. But they just have this pet idea, and because they're an executive, you have to entertain the idea.
I know, or else it was something that was real popular like 10 years ago. It'd be like, well, yeah, they love instant death spells. This enemy uses nothing but them. I love these guys. They're going to be the most common enemy in the game. Like, no, this is a terrible idea. Fuck you, Tim, you're fired.
Basically. By the way, have you noticed that the townspeople that we've been killing have been firing fucking spells at us?
I did notice that. They seem a little more aggressive than the other ones.
Yeah, they're kind of assholes. By the way, right there to the left is a huge shortcut.
Oh, that's good. Oh.
Because the last... Yeah, see, Solaire's dead. That is actually the entrance to the cathedral where we ended the first video.
See, I do like how there's all these little shortcuts throughout these levels. Like, I always think that's really cool. oh, a companion has died.
Solaire walked off the edge.
He'll be back.
And Ferald here is not going to be very helpful.
What in the goddamn hell was that?
A Boreal Outrider Knight. One of Pontiff Sullyvahn's experiments.
That's right, Pontiff Sullyvahn. I was calling him Dr. Wily in another one of the videos.
I mean, it's basically what he is. Just not as child-friendly. That asshole over there is sniping us with fireballs.
Yeah, not for much longer. Whoop.
I'm trying to line up a shot and I can't see very well. We're actually going through a lot of Estus.
I've noticed that. I was kind of thinking about how earlier you said that we were going to get a nice visual of that, and I thought you meant just that one spot, not throughout the video.
I did mean just that one spot, but I guess it is illustrative.
It's the theme of this video. You're getting the shit kicked out of you.
Yeah.
You know, Dark Souls.
To be fair, this is kind of a shit section.
This is a very nice looking area. This does not look fun to play at all.
It's actually not that bad as melee, because you just walk up to these half-invisible assholes and smack them once with your sword, and that happens. They're actually markedly harder as ranged.
Well, it doesn't seem like you can lock onto them, which is kind of weird.
No, they're invisible until you get next to them.
Yeah, even though you can see them floating there, so you know they're there.
Just can't lock on until they're within stabbing range.
See, it's like, goddamn it, game, I know they're there. Okay, I know. Throw me a frickin' bone.
Big Dr. Evil.
That's, you know what, I was hoping you weren't going to say that, because... Now you're going through this area and be like, yes, after we defeated Pontiff Sullyvahn here, we came to his partner, Dr. Alan Parsons. These are his projects.
Now, I made a huge mistake here because Ferald can climb ladders. Not very well. But what do you think happens if I summon a companion that's climbing a ladder?
Is he going to fall off the ladder and die?
Not quite.
Dear God, I hope he's stuck in the climbing animation.
Let's get a good visual. Go away, dog. So I thought, okay, let's try again.
Whoop.
He's gone. He's not coming back.
He's like a Looney Tunes character. I just realized he stepped out over the abyss.
Alright, so the boss door is actually to our right there, but we need to unlock a huge shortcut. Even bigger shortcut.
What is all this ritual incense you've been picking up?
Ritual incense lets me power up companions, like Solaire and Ferald.
Oh.
I was going to say something, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh well.
Oh, that guy's not friendly.
No, nobody here is friendly. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. If this was Dark Souls 1 or 2, the shortcut that we found a little bit earlier would be the only shortcut in the area, and we'd have to run through half the area again just to finish the boss run.
It's like they didn't realize what shortcut actually meant.
But Dark Souls 3 is kind, at least in that regard, because there is a huge shortcut just ahead. We'll see that in just a minute.
See, and I know a lot of people would talk about how that'd be like, I don't know, cheapening the Dark Souls experience or something like that, or, you know, making it too easy or whatever. But really adding something small like that, adding just a little quality of life thing, I think is a very good move on FromSoft's part.
It's not going to appear that way because I don't cheese, but I make every boss look easy. Pontiff Sullyvahn is a well-known that boss.
Alright.
And so this tiny bit of kindness here with that shortcut through those gates, because we were here 2 videos ago.
We were.
Those are some heavy fucking gates.
Oh wow, we were here.
Yeah, that is a huge shortcut. Because we can run from the bonfire to Sullyvahn in minutes.
See, and I kind of like that, because it makes me think of, like, Elder Scrolls V is coming to mind, Skyrim. How a lot of times, like, you'd go through a dungeon or whatever, and then you would find a door at the end that took you right back to the front.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of making me think of that, but in just a little more convenient manner, because you can go right back through it. It's not like you took the shortcut to the bonfire, then you have to go back through the area to get to it again.
I love how interconnected the areas are because of that.
And you have 1,258 HP, so I'd say level 7 flash probably restores around 700 health or so.
That's not bad. I just randomly summoned that guy by accident.
It's alright, he had nothing else going on.
And we're gonna grab Henri.
Maybe. Oh, there we go.
Alright, so there is an item down here on this altar.
I like how those 2 dudes apparently don't notice that. But like, Fred and Jeff are dead.
What the fuck?
Oh, my ass! Curse you, lack of hearing and peripheral vision. Bleh.
Probably wasn't worth it, but I wanted to grab that ring anyway.
Alright, what's a ring do?
I don't actually know. It probably boosts miracle damage. It was the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. That sounds like it would boost miracle damage.
Sounds like it should do something like that, yeah.
Alright, there's Henri, there's Solaire. Now where's Blackhand Goddard?
Oh, who gives a shit?
Well, if I don't keep him with me, he won't follow me into the boss fight. And when I summon help, the boss gets a lot more HP. So I'd kind of like to get some benefit for that HP.
Okay, I'm really curious where this guy is now. Oh.
He was stuck behind the... He wasn't even bothering to run, he was just standing there waiting.
Yeah, come pick me up, I don't know how to get past the door. I missed that day in Adventurer School.
Alright, so we're going to take on Sullivan. Sullivan does not fuck around. It is not going to be an easy fight.
Hey, he's just a dude, how bad could it be? Oh shit. Oh shit.
It would be very easy to stand back and just snipe him, but if I do that, my guys won't actually go and engage him.
Holy crap.
Yeah, Sullivan does not fuck around. Can you imagine taking him on as melee?
If you could play as Dante, sure.
He's one of the bosses that's actually kind of trivialized by his shield because you can just block his attacks.
Well, I assume there's some sort of chip damage, though.
Yeah, there's some chip damage. But as you can see, also having multiple targets really helps in a fight.
Well, especially when you can just hang back and pester him with bullets.
I mean, it's no different than being a caster.
Alright, yay!
So that was a pretty intense but very short fight.
Well, the first part where he sprang across a fucking church to hit you, I did not expect that.
And we have a lot of health. I mean, 1200 is more than most people have at this stage in the game. And you saw how much damage that swipe did.
Yeah, well, you know, he instant transmissioned over to you, so...
So for as much HP as we have, we actually do not have enough yet.
Pursuer intrudes, that's... Like, I know it's not going to be that intimidating, but that is a hell of a thing to call somebody.
The Pursuer is actually a very infamous enemy slash boss from Dark Souls 2.
Oh, of course it is.
In the original Dark Souls 2, there was a boss called the Pursuer. You only fought him once.
Uh-huh. I assume there's more.
He would appear in the first area of the game. And, you would fight him. You could either fight him early if you were really good, or you could fight him in his arena. And then he just never showed back up again. Hell of a Pursuer, huh?
Alright.
Then Scholar of the First Sin comes out and they realize, oh yeah, the Pursuer should probably hunt the player. And so they put a bunch of weaker, but still just as dangerous versions of the Pursuer that would appear randomly throughout the rest of the game. Except you wouldn't get a notification. You would just turn around and there'd be some asshole swinging a giant sword at you.
You know, if that doesn't sum up Dark Souls, I don't know what does.
And so we're having to... This whole LP, I don't think you've seen it yet because the Pursuer has been quiet recently. But he's been showing up and kind of harassing us a little bit. This guy dressed as the Pursuer.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Pursuer yet. I'm really hoping when we see him, do you see him uncloaked like the Predator? Or you're like, alright, I think he's around, then you just see, like, the 3 red dots of his, laser sight just appear on you.
I was looking for him because I know he's in the area somewhere, but I can't remember where, and I don't want to go too far into this area.
Whoa! Oh.
This is one of the few times where a post-boss bonfire being removed makes the game a lot harder. Because there's supposed to be a bonfire after you kill Sullyvahn. Because you probably really fucking need it at that point. But the Pursuer, it turns out, is guarding the next bonfire.
Oh!
And I don't want to go too far into this area because this is going up towards the one of the Lords of Cinder. Up towards Aldrich.
I thought we already took on Aldrich.
We did not. We invaded his home and found he had left.
Oh yeah, that's right. I knew that name sounded familiar.
There's one of Sullyvan's shades.
You already killed Sullyvahn.
But his shades are still around.
Give up, buddy. Your boss is dead. Relax.
We actually saw those shades in the boss fight very briefly.
Yeah, I saw him summon a couple, and then you shot him a whole bunch, and, well, that was all she wrote.
And there are actually a bunch of deacons from the cathedral over here near this building.
Just deaconing about.
And there's the Pursuer.
Boy, yeah, he was working real hard on hunting you.
To be fair, he's guarding the bonfire, so he doesn't need to hunt us. I think Solaire got the kill.
Maybe he should have been hunting you. He might have had a little better time with it.
So far, there's been the Pursuer's gimmick in the Cinders. Every time he appears, he's guarding a bonfire, and when he dies, the bonfire appears.
Of course, I mean, then again, if, you're hunting something, I guess the easiest way to do it is going to be where they're going to show up.
Yeah. I am not going to go much further past this point, because I really don't want to get in this next area yet.
I don't like the sounds of that. What's wrong with the next area?
It's not hard, it's tedious. Really, really goddamn tedious.
I'd much rather take something that's difficult over tedious.
Alright, so we lit the bonfire, so let's investigate the top area of the Sullyvan's Cathedral.
I just want to say, for the record, every time you say Sullyvahn, I think of Sullyvahn, James P. Sullivan, Sully from Monsters, Inc.
You know, it's kind of funny you mentioned Sully, because that's actually how you spell Sullyvahn in this game. Sullyvahn. Sullyvahn.
Well, I guess it's technically correct.
Pontiff Sullyvahn.
See, well, alright, so we gotta learn how to mod Dark Souls. So we change Sullyvahn to Sully. And instead of summoning, his shade guys, he summons a bunch of Mike Wazowskis.
That would be awesome. I like this mod. I'm behind it. Now, problem is, we just picked up an Estus Flask shard. Cinders limits the amount of Estus shards we can carry to 10. Or to Estus Flasks. We have 10.
So what do you do with the shard?
We could put it into a soup ladle and turn it into the most dangerous weapon in the game, but it takes like 27 shards, which is 2.5 full runs of the game.
I assume we'll be seeing that later on this run.
I've actually shown it off in the thread already.
Now I have to go read the thread?
It was a couple of screenshots, to be fair, but it's a really fucking dangerous weapon. Like, it's a soup ladle. You think it'd be a joke weapon, right?
Well, I remember the spoon from Final Fantasy IV, alright?
The soup ladle, when you hit something with it, it almost instantly breaks their shield, and it deals a shitload of damage.
Ah, well, how many?
Like, 100 damage doesn't sound like a lot, but it pierces shields a little, it breaks their stamina, and it swings super fast. So, we just kick the ass of whatever we hit it with. But that's fully upgraded.
I love the thought, just like, I am the Demon King. You will not defeat me. Let me just get this out and bonk! Bonk, bonk, bonk!
But also, to be fair, you really have to go out of your way to get enough Estus Flask shards to upgrade it fully.
Well, it sounds like if you maxed out your Estus Flask, you may as well.
Do not be what?
There is actually a way in Cinders to get more Estus Flask shards, but you have to join the... It's a special covenant. It's the Covenant of Champions. And I think I might have mentioned this in an earlier video, like 2 videos ago. But the Covenant of Champions in Dark Souls 2 was the one that prevented monsters from being genocided.
Right, yes.
So in Dark Souls 3, I don't know what it does in Cinders. I never actually used it. But it has special rewards that you only get for killing monsters with it enabled. And for 50,000 souls, I think, plus a bunch of tokens from the Covenant of Champions, you can get an Estus Flask shard. And you need 27 to max out the ladle.
Let's see, so that's a million. That's only like 1.3 million souls or something like that.
That's not that bad, because considering you can infinitely farm bosses in this game.
Actually, let me check the math on that real quick. Oop. Opening Spotify and my phone is not going to help me with that. 1.35 million. I was off slightly.
I mean, that's fair. Wheelag's Fury Sword was really good in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at these rings, what they do as as you go through them, and I'm like, okay, that could be. Oh wait, no, okay, never mind.
There is a ring I'm trying to keep my eye out for. I don't remember where it drops anymore, but I know that around this point in my test run, I picked it up. I did make that with Sullivan's Soul.
Oh, there you go. That's kind of cool. I mean, he's no Solaire, but
You say that. This guy's fucking vicious.
I don't know. I gotta back my boy Solaire.
There is a ring in Cinders. I don't remember where it pops up, but when you wear it, it just, like, it's a flat increase to your defensive stats. So, health, endurance, carry weight, and something else. Like, it's 4 stats that it boosts. And as you level the ring up with primordial fragments, it gets increasingly better and better.
Ooh.
Until it's like a plus 30 or plus 40 bonus.
Damn.
Yeah. So I've been trying to keep my eye out for that ring. I don't remember where it comes from, though.
I can hear our new buddy just going hog wild on something over there.
He's attacking the target dummy. Let's join in the fun. I mentioned this way earlier in the LP in a video you haven't watched, I don't think. If you kill the target dummy, you get a special summon.
I was about to ask what happens if you kill the target dummy.
But he has a lot of health.
Yes, he does.
We're going to be here a while.
Yeah, I was just about to ask if you could kill the target dummy or not.
You have to go well out of your way to do it.
El Hueso.
I do like that when you finally manage to piss him off enough, he turns into a boss.
Bloody mad as you like.
Anybody else want some?
And we can now summon El Hueso. He's not bad, he's okay. He's just a skeleton enemy.
Oh, he doesn't have as much health as he did as a training dummy?
I mean, to be fair, the companions, their health and stats and whatever scale depending on what area you're in.
Oh. So they stay kind of relevant throughout the game, huh?
Yeah, otherwise it'd be like I don't know if you've ever seen it, but we have a companion called Woof, Woof, and it's just a dog.
Yep.
And, you know, if the companions didn't scale, Woof would be really good at the start of the game and then just fall off almost immediately. But Woof would probably actually be able to hold his own pretty well even where we are.
That's kind of cool. Oh, and looking up hueso means bone in Spanish.
The bone. I like that. But yeah, that was Irithyll the Memorial Valley. What did you think?
You know what? I kind of like that area.
It's really pretty.
Like, that is, you know, I think that's one of my favorite areas so far, just because of how it looked.
Like, so far you've seen what? You've seen Shitty Brown Settlement. You've seen Shitty Brown Road.
Shitty Brown Cave, don't forget that.
Yeah, Shitty Brown Cave. You've seen a terrible gray cathedral. And you've seen a fiery lake.
Yeah.
So a really pretty blue, I don't want to say paradise, but like almost utopia looking place.
I know, and I think that made it so much more effective than the other places, because, you know, everywhere you've seen is just like, alright, well, this is a shithole. There's another shithole. Oh, this is a slightly flaming shithole. And then here is just like, here's a nice looking place. Like, I don't trust this one bit.
It's really pretty, it's really cold, and it's really, really terrible. But not for the ways you might expect. It's terrible in all new ways.
I know, it keeps it interesting like that.
Like those centipede women.
Yeah, you know what, I don't know I was expecting those things to turn out to be, but that horrifying monstrosity, not it.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a drop they have, like in the original Dark Souls 3, that explains their lore, but I'm just kind of choosing to interpret their lore as Sullivan experimented on the women of the town, and that was the failures.
I figured that's exactly what it was.
That is close enough to Dark Souls lore that it may as well count.
Yeah, because generally when it comes to Dark Souls, it's like, what happened here? What's the worst thing you can imagine? It's worse than that. Oh.
Yeah, basically. I don't know if he ever finished it, but Vicus did a LP of Dark Souls 1, where as he went through it, he explained the lore as he played.
Okay. I like Vicus's LPs.
It was really good. Of course, Vicus is super fucking skilled at Dark Souls.
I did not know that. I have seen him play Mario 64 with his feet, though.
I'm gonna look that up and post the link to that in the thread, because it's really good. That would probably be the definitive way to watch Dark Souls 1 if you had to watch it, but it's also solo commentary LP.
Well, that probably wouldn't be too bad. But I like when you have, 2 or 3 people. I like, you get that definite sense of camaraderie, and they get to bounce off each other.
Yeah.
It's like everything we
People
wish we were doing.
off each other.
Yeah.
Once we hit our stride, we get going pretty good. It's just a pity that stride is after the video ends.
Well, yeah, and then after we finish recording, and then we're just bullshit for the next video.
So, the next area is Irithyll Dungeon. Sorry to say it's a shitty brown area.
Ah, I thought we were free of those for a little longer.
No. To be fair, it is one of the last shitty brown areas in the game.
Yes!
See, after Irithyll Dungeon is the Profaned Capital, which is We're the same. Then we climb above Irithyll towards Aldrich.
Okay.
So it's more of Irithyll.
I like Irithyll.
Then after that, we have to go back to Lothric Castle, back where we started, and fight a new boss, and then start climbing the castle to the upper castle. So that'll at least be new to you. Then after Lothric Castle is the Grand Archives, the Last Lord of Cinder, and then it's DLC time.
Ooh, so we're almost at the end of the base game, huh?
Yeah, we're somewhere between half and 2/3. There's a lot still left to go.
Cool.
And of course, I'm also glossing over the optional areas like the Consumed King's Garden or Archdragon Peak.
Now, are we going to be going to those places? Because those sound like they could be fun.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Archdragon Peak is the home of the base game's Mega Boss.
I assume you're going to go kick the shit out of him.
Oh yeah. He's not an easy fight even with a gun. But he's a lot easier. Yeah, we're making pretty good progress. There's a bunch of optional areas left, but on the critical path, there's not much left.
Alright, well, I am very curious to see where the DLC takes us, because I have no idea what Dark Souls DLC really looks like.
The Dark Souls 3 DLC bosses are some of the hardest in the series.
Alright, I can't wait to see you, well, I was gonna say can't wait to see you get your ass kicked, but I know how this goes. You're gonna be doing the ass kicking, and I am gonna be fucking there for it.
The final boss of the first DLC is a 3-phase fight.
Ooh.
So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for ass kicking there, or getting ass kicked for that matter.
Look, I'll watch either one.
Alright, that's enough for now, folks. See you guys next time for Irithyll Dungeon.
Bye, everybody.